Hello, happy readers. I hope you had an amazing Project for Awesome weekend, and hello to you new happy readers that I have acquired over the past 4 or 5 days. Mwahaha. So I hope you are happy and refreshed from that weekend of spam wowing and awesomeness, and if you don't know what Project for Awesome is, I'm sorry, you're just gonna have to wait till next year. Today we are reading Sisters Red by Jackson Pearce. Look at this amazing cover, isn't it beautiful? I really enjoy it. I really like it a lot. It is very pretty. So it's about these two sisters, Scarlet and Rosie. And there's Scarlet and there's Rosie. Huh, and there's a werewolf. Oh, it's a Fenrir? Yeah, and they're kind of like werewolves, but kind of not. It doesn't, like, their phasing doesn't have to do with the phase of the moon. It's just, you make them angry and they turn into Fenris. I think it's a couple of Fenris that killed their grandmother, and so they decide they want to become Fenris hunters, and then they do, and Scarlet is crazy. She's not really crazy, but she kind of is, kind of not. I don't know what you would say, but she's very into it. She's very like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, except there's no like boys in the picture for her really. She's seriously like all about that hunting. And that is her life, and that is her whole goal of being alive. She actually saved her sister Rosie from a Fenrir before. So yeah, this book is all about like some kicking some Fenrir butt and just like totally taking them out. And it's kind of like Buffy, because when they stake, well, they don't stake it. Buffy stakes vampires and they just turn into dust. And when they kill these Fenris, they turn into poof. Stuff starts getting real when all these Fenris start showing up in Ellison, Georgia, which is Scarlet and Rosie's hometown. It's right after Silas comes back, which is kind of odd. So there's all these like Fenris showing up, and they're like, hey, well, why don't we go to Atlanta? There are probably even more Fenris there. And so they go to Atlanta, and it's, yeah, the story is just full of awesome. There's a lot of action and stuff. And like I said, Buffy. If you like Buffy, you will like this book. I really like this book a lot. It was very intense. First 2 chapters are very like, not boring, but they're like, I don't know what it is. It's not like they're roughly written or anything. It's just like, I feel like they could have used a little bit more work, but after you get through those, they're not hard to read at all. But once you get through those, it's like, oh, Jackson Pearce just pulls you into the world of Scarlet and Rosie, into Ellison, Georgia, and pulls you through to Atlanta and takes you through all of these experiences that Rosie and Scarlet have. It's from their perspectives, like it goes back and forth like every chapter. It's kind of like Will Grayson, how that, if you've read that, it's kind of like that, where it's 2 different characters, but they're like back and forth. It gets intense at some times where there's like a lot of action scenes, and so like sometimes you put it down, but then you're like, oh my gosh, I want to start reading that again. Oh my gosh, because I like seriously had like withdrawals. Like I need to finish that book. It is so good. Like you get hooked. Like seriously, it is so good. The characters are amazing. They're just so realistic. They're very like, not stereotypical YA things, but like, it's just they're very realistic characters. I could seriously picture these people in front of me like they're real. I seriously loved all the characters. They're all perfect, all the way down to the Fenris. I didn't want to build anticipation too much because I was like, oh, I'm gonna get disappointed if I do, but seriously, Jackson Pearce, you went beyond. Oh my gosh, blew my mind. Just fangirling right now. And I love the relationship between the sisters, because it kind of reminds me of my relationship with my sister, just the tiniest bit. I think it's at the point why there's 2 sisters as the main characters. It's just like that sister relationship is just amazing. Even though they did hide their secrets from each other and they did have their rough times, but I feel like those were very realistic moments, and those were very like young adult moments that are just very real. I feel like, yeah, the paranormal stuff is a big part of their lives, but there's also like those relationships with the people around them. I keep saying this, but it's a very, very, very good YA paranormal book type thing, and a very good spin on Little Red Riding Hood. I felt like it did it justice, if you can do fairy tales justice. So definitely check this book out from your library. You you might as well buy it. You're gonna read it several times. I know I definitely will. So I hope you have a great day, and